The first two games, I'm telling you guys, are not going to be too hard because I know that I can beat the first two games without using a playbook, but from there on, I'm going to be using playbooks. Van Vliet's pretty good. I wouldn't say Van Vliet is Kemba's style. Like, him and Kemba have very similar play styles because they're both, like, shorter end point guards. They both have the play style of just, like, layups and three-pointers, so they have very similar play styles, so they're going to also be able to defend each other pretty well. However, Kemba's more of a... They have kind of similar, but they also have differences. Well, I need to get some lighters here. Sorry, I was just opening my blinds. Freddie and Kemba also play on different teams, but they're probably quite equal. Besides the fact that, one of them plays on a better team. Both of them played on teams with two All-Stars, though. One of them played on a team with two All-Stars and was one of those two All-Stars. Van Vliet, by a lot of people, is considered a snub, but in my opinion, Bradley Beal was the biggest snub. Like, if any Eastern Conference guard was getting taken out due to injuries, Bradley Beal was going in. Kind of like how since, Damian Lillard was out due to injuries, Devin Booker got put in. Because they're going to pick, after that, the statistical best players, not based off of what team, but based off of actual stats. I feel if Devin Booker played for a better team, he could win an MVP. He, without a doubt, would be an MVP. Like, he is one of the best players in the league. But he's also one of the most underrated players in the league because he plays on a shitty team. He helped his team out to a promising start, though, beating the Clippers. Even though Paul George hasn't been having a good year this year. Like, Freddie... He is a great player, I'm gonna say that. Fred VanVleet is definitely one of the better Raptors, and nobody really notices it. That he could, like right now he isn't a max player, but he can easily, I'm predicting this, his next contract, I think his current contract is in like the 2 to 3 millions. When his contract expires though, if he gets an extension or not, his next contract is going to be upwards of 15 million a year. Like, he is going to be getting a big payday. Like, he deserves it. But I feel like he's going to stay below the Raptors. If he doesn't, I'm going to be pissed. Because look at the dynamic going the Raptors right now. With Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. You have two players that were either... Well, one was a late first rounder. The other one was a undrafted. Which, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, yeah, Fred VanVleet was undrafted. He is currently known as, like, if not in the top 3, the best undrafted player that is currently playing. He is known as one of the best undrafted players currently. Because, like, if you look at what he's doing, like, he is surprising the league. He was predicted to go into the G League, play a couple years down there, and then no more NBA. Like, he was gonna be there, but now he's a starting caliber point guard for a top 5 team in the league. Like, just look at how good he's gotten. He's an underrated player, and he should definitely be getting more hype. Like, I mean, if he can make a couple All-Star teams, he could be a max player. Kyle Lowry right now might not even be a max player. Like, Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet are almost equal play. Like, they're almost equally as good. The only difference is that one was an All-Star and the other one wasn't. I'm kind of happy that Lowry was an All-Star, but, like, you know, he's a 6-time All-Star. He is a Hall of Fame caliber. But now, you see, we're kind of going from, you know, the veterans slash, like, prime players, and we're bringing in a new generation of younger players in the Raptors. You know, we had Kawhi last, or let's just go with, like, power. So it's Serge Ibaka, who's passing the torch. I'm saying passing the torch because, I mean, at one point they were really good. He's passing down to Siakam. Like, Siakam's rising up, Serge Ibaka's going down because he's older. Kyle Lowry's passing it up to Freddie because Kyle Lowry is in his 30s, Fred VanVleet's in his early 20s. Like, an older player slash veteran is pretty much getting out of the way, and it'll happen in the next couple of years for a younger player to kind of take the spotlight. Willow! God damn, my dog's outside. I just slightly shut the window because my dog's speaking. Oh, that was fresh. I plan on getting a whole starting 5 of the players from this little thing. But right now I'm just doing Wizards players because they're another team that I have a lot of players for. And I also have 1 to 2 starting caliber players. Like, as long as you have 1 to 2 starting caliber players for every team, or for a team, you're good. Like, Giannis is a starter already, so when I go to the Bucks, that's gonna be pretty easy. But I'm gonna sell a bunch of my Wizards players after this. So when I start on the next team, which will probably be like a team where I only need 1 or 2 more players, I'm gonna look for like better players for that team, more specifically rubies, because rubies I'm okay with running as starters. Steven Adams. I smacked my phone much more aggressively than I wanted to. And let's go skip.
Hi guys, we've had a few questions about our Purdy's fundraiser for Easter chocolates. We're going to continue that fundraiser, and we will let everybody know what we're doing to orders get into your hands before Easter. With regards to the social distancing and trying to flatten that curve right now, we are planning to get everything to everybody. Just in the meantime, stay safe, wash your hands, social distance, and just take it easy, guys. It's gonna be a long haul, but we're all in it together. Miss you guys, and see you soon.
I like your Skechers, you like my Gucci shoes. I'll buy you the purple. Oh, my Bobby Braxton is outside. I want to give him a hug. Yeah, I really want to get James Harden desperately. So I'm going to be grinding for the next couple weeks, just trying to get him. The only issue is going to be Hornets players. Like, I'm going to search up Hornets players. I'm going to try and spend less than 15K on Hornets. Like, no team. I plan on spending 15K on no team. No teams do I want to spend that much on. I want to spend. So pretty much I'm going to sell. Like, I'm just looking for the teams in which I have players already for. I'm going to find players that have an average price of like a certain amount, and then find players that are cheaper for that team, or like find the cheapest versions of players for that team. So for example, if I go to the Bucks, I find Eric Bledsoe. I find the cheapest version of him, and then I resell him for about the same price as the average is. Like, I'll sell him for a little bit more than the lowest possible one that you can buy, because once that one is bought out, then they're going to look at mine. So I make a little bit of profit, and by the time I hit the Bucks or something like that, I can get like a better team. Like, once I hit like the last team that I do, which will actually be a Western Conference team, I'll have like a really good team. I'll have like a diamond or two for that team, just to get a diamond for that team. But I already have Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams. I got them both yesterday. I mean, they both were on teams I already had the required amount of players for, so like, I'm all good. But I mean, the thing that I realized is that these cards all have tons and tons of Hall of Fame badges. I cannot wait to see Harden. Like, this is just a grind for James Harden and Pascal, because Pascal, I need like a really good caliber player for my team. Like a really good power forward, and that'll make him my second best player. And then once I get Brandon Ingram, this will be my starting five. When I have Brandon Ingram, if I get James Harden. So I'll have James Harden at point guard, Jordan at shooting guard, Ingram at small forward. I'll have Siakam at power forward, and probably Steven Adams at center. And then my bench will just be a bunch of the career sim players. Like, my team will be fucked up though. Like, my team will be nasty. I need to do home workouts now, since I walked a little bit today to go for a bit. I'm also gonna try and get my debit card, because I have a debit card. I'm gonna try and make that online purchases as well, so I can get online purchases, because there's gonna be a bunch of things I want online that I can buy, but I want to be socially distanced, and I don't want to be risking the fact that I could have corona, and then But I guess 6 cases happened in my city yesterday. 6. That is insane. I like your Skechers, you like me, my Gucci shoes. I buy you the perfect. Not good. He didn't even get snapped, and everybody was like, oh! Giannis. I know the strategies to the only strategies that I'm really concentrating on are the ones for when I have to do like the 60 seconds or the 60 points. Like, because that's an average of 15 points. So when you're playing certain teams that have like that is just a really good defensive team, and that's the only reason why they have a chance of beating you, then it's pretty easy. But when you're playing against a team that is pure offense, then that's when, or when you're playing a team like the Rockets, more specifically, since they have one of the best offenses in the league, when you're playing against one of those teams for your game, that's going to be the hardest because you have like the deepest team in the league. You have a team where point shooters. Like, I played them and I did not like. I was, I think, yeah, I was 2 points below failing the challenge, and I thank God ended up contesting the shot enough to make it miss. Also, guys, give all of your like bronzes and all your like crappy players, give them 0 minutes, and then give the rest of the minutes to your better players. Alright, like, you know, right now I have Isaac Bonga, and I get it, he might be a great player, but like,